Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Kunja Vihari Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda 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 Gopala 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 Govinda Govinda Gopala 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 Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hari Gaura 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 Hari Gaura 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 Hari Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya Jagannatha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki Hare Krishna Mahamandra ki Jai Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiya ki Jai Shri Gauranatai ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Sitanath Premanandi Hari Hari Bol All Gurus just some devotees, all Gurus just some devotees, all Gurus just some devotees, all Gurus Shri Guru and Gauranga, all Gurus Shri Prabhupada, all Gurus Shri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire Nashtaprayesha Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavata Seveya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mukham Karoti Vachalam Bangam Langede Girim Matkripa Damakam Vande Shri Gurur Dinadarinam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Paramanandar Madhavam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinavandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radhakanda Namastude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhischa Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिन्नदनामने नमः आचार्यपदाय नताय कृपप्रदायने गौरगदाधामधाय नगरग्रामधारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्नदनामने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। हरि ओम तत्सत। इंग्लिश Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, text number 30. Please repeat after me. Patim Prayantam Subhalasya Putri Pativrata Chanu Jagama Sadhvi Himalayam Nyasta Danda Praharsham Manasvinam Iva Sat Samprahara Padim Prayandam Subalasya Putri Pativrata Chanu Jagama Sadhvi Himalayam Nyastadandva Praharsham Manasvinami vasat samprahara Padim prayandam subalasya putri Pativrata chanu chagama sadhvi Himalayam nyastadanda praharsham Manasvinami vasat samprahara Translation: The gentle and chaste Gandhari, who was the daughter of King Subala of Kandahar, followed her husband, seeing that he was going to the Himalaya mountains, which are the delight of those who have accepted the staff of the renounced order, like fighters who have accepted a good lashing from the enemy. Purport: Subalini or Gandhari, daughter of King Subala and wife of King Dhritarashtra, was ideal as a wife devoted to her husband. The Vedic civilization especially prepares chaste and devoted wives, of whom Gandhari is one amongst many mentioned in history. Lakshmi ji, Sita Devi, was also a daughter of a great king, but she followed her husband, Lord Ramachandra, into the forest. Similarly, as a woman, Gandhari could have remained at home or at her father's house, but as a chaste and gentle lady, she followed her husband without consideration. Instructions for the renounced order of life were imparted to Dhritarashtra by Vidura, and Gandhari was by the side of her husband. But he did not ask her to follow him because he was at that time fully determined, like a great warrior who faces all kinds of dangers in the battlefield. He was no longer attracted to so-called wife or relatives, and he decided to start alone. But as a chaste lady, Gandhari decided to follow her husband till the last moment. Maharaja Dhritarashtra accepted the order of Vanaprastha, and at this stage the wife is allowed to remain as a voluntary servitor. But in the sannyasa stage, no wife can stay with her former husband. A sannyasi is considered to be a dead man civilly, and therefore the wife becomes a civil widow without connection with her former husband. Maharaja Dhritarashtra did not deny his faithful wife, and she followed her husband at her own risk. The sannyasis accept a road as a sign of the renounced order of life. There are two types of sannyasis. Those who follow the Mayavadi philosophy headed by Sripad Shankaracharya accept only one road, Ekadanda. But those who follow the Vaishnavite philosophy accept three combined roads, Tridanda. The Mayavadi sannyasis are Ekadandi Swamis, whereas the Vaishnava sannyasis are known as Tridandi Swamis, or more distinctly Tridandi Goswamis, in order to be distinguished from the Mayavadi philosophers. The Ekadandi Swamis are mostly fond of the Himalayas, but the Vaishnava sannyasis are fond of Vrindavana and Puri. The Vaishnava sannyasis are Narottamas, whereas the Mayavadi sannyasis are Dhiras. Maharaja Dhritarashtra was advised to follow the Dhiras because at the stage it was difficult for him to become a Narottama. Translation: the gentle and chaste Gandhari, who was a daughter of King Subala of Kandahar, followed her husband, seeing that he was going to the Himalaya mountains, which are the delight of those who have accepted the staff of the renounced order, like fighters who have accepted a good lashing from the enemy. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So, here we are at a juncture wherein Dhritarashtra is leaving his home. He is going to the forest. And normally, the husband should be followed by the wife. If he goes to any place, that is, when you get into a marriage oath, during the marriage ceremony, they chant a lot of mantras. And the mantras mean a lot. Many times we chant those mantras without understanding the meanings. One of the mantras states that the chaste wife will follow the husband in sukha or dukkha. But nowadays wives follow the husband in sukha. Dukkha, you go alone. I will come later. But in those days, whether it was sukha or dukkha, the wives used to follow. Where there is Rama, that is Ayodhya for me. Isn't it? So, these wonderful teachings are being enacted by exalted personalities like Gandhari. Can we really say Gandhari is an exalted personality? She is the mother of Duryodhana. She is the wife of Dhritarashtra. Is she an exalted personality? How come?
She is the divine husband partner.
See, a lady has got three duties, three roles in her life. In the beginning, she is a daughter. Then afterwards, she becomes a wife. And then towards the end, she becomes a mother. So three duties, three roles every lady takes up, isn't it? Which is the most important role? Is that of a daughter, a wife, or a mother? Huh?
Mother. Equally.
Equally important. If you ask a young child, whom do you like more, father or mother? If the child is very diplomatic, what it will say? Equally I like. So we got a diplomatic answer. Equal. What do you think? You are a youngster. Huh? Both. But there are three roles: daughter, mother, wife. Which is most important? Is daughter, the role of a daughter important? It's important, but there she is under someone, isn't it? She is being taken care of by her father. Okay, right. So she is kind of safe. She is not playing a very much independent role, right? She is listening to the instructions of her father. And when she becomes a wife, again, she is listening to the instructions of her husband. Is it so? Or does the husband listen to the instructions of wife? Really? At your home also? Who is your Prabhu? Huh? Is he here? Luckily, I can't ask. So, the wives are supposed to listen to the instructions of the husband. But when she becomes a mother, the children are supposed to listen to the instructions of the mother. Isn't it? So in the first two roles, she was getting instructed. She just need to follow the instructions. Fine. But in the third role, she is in the place of an instructor. So now, which role is more important? Mother. Because the next generation is in the hands of the mother. Is it not in the hands of the father? Right now you said, I will listen to all the instructions of my husband. But now you are saying, the next generation is in my hands. Isn't it in the hands of the father?
So both are same.
Again, diplomatic answer. It's not same. More than father, the mother plays an important role in molding the character of the child. Why? Because she is carrying the child. Right from the day she starts carrying the child, she is playing an important role in molding the character of the child. How come? How is it possible? When she is carrying the child, is she instructing the child? Is she instructing? Is she influencing the character of the child? Yes. How? She is not able to speak to the child. Huh? More than the atmosphere, her own consciousness affects the individuality of the child within the womb. That is why in olden days, pregnant ladies are supposed to read Ramayana, Bhagavata, Bhagavad Gita. They are supposed to remain very happy. The mother-in-laws for the first time in their lives will say, hey son, you keep your wife happy. Only that time she will say. Why? Why now she is loving her daughter-in-law so much all of a suddenly? Because her grandchild is inside. Now you should nicely feed her, give her grapes, give her mango, give her pista, badam, rajo, pachara. Because the grandson is or granddaughter is inside her womb. So, right from the beginning, when she is carrying the child, she is starting to influence the child by her consciousness. Right? If she is very angry during pregnancy, the child will also be born with a short temper. Isn't it? If she is very sad during pregnancy, the child will be born as a depressed kid. If she is very happy, then the child will also be very happy. Right? So, that is why it is very important to know all these things beforehand. Nowadays, people get married, they have 2-3 children, then they come for Bhagavatam class. By that time, everything is over. They should have come to Bhagavatam class even before marriage at least. Or at least before begetting children, they should have come. Now during pregnancy, they went to all these funny restaurants, ate that masala, tore this side, like Rakshasis. And then now they are coming to Bhagavatam class complaining that my child is not listening to me, Prabhu. Now you should somehow discipline him. Now it is in our heads. When she was supposed to discipline the child, she was nicely going to all these places and eating whatever she wanted. But now she is saying, Prabhu, it is your responsibility. You should discipline the child. What kind of Prabhu are you? Your Bhagavatam class is not effective, Prabhu. My child is not at all chanting. What class you are taking? So, it is very, very important that we know all these things. It really makes us a wonderful human being. It makes us attractive. It makes us a contributing element in the society. Right? That is why there was a devotee. His name was Prativadi Bayangaramanna. That was his name. So he was a devotee and he was serving in Tirumala. And his seva was, every day he will go to Akasha Ganga. You know Akasha Ganga? Where is it? Tirumala. So every day he will go to Akasha Ganga. He will collect tirtham from Akasha Ganga and then he will mix aromatic herbs in the water, and that water is given to the pujaris for abhishekam of Balaji. Okay, this is his seva. Every day he will do this. He is originally from Srirangam, but now he is in Tirumala in the service of Balaji. So one day, as usual, he was going to collect tirtham from Akasha Ganga. So he went to Akasha Ganga, he collected the tirtham and he was bringing it to the temple to give it to the pujaris. And before he gives to the pujaris, what he is supposed to do? The tirtham. He should mix all aromatic herbs for the Lord's abhishekam. Then only he should give it to the pujaris. That day on the way, he met with a devotee from Srirangam. So you know how it is. Suppose we are in North India. Suddenly on the way we meet somebody from Bangalore. Oh, you are from Bangalore. Oh, you speak Kannada. Then Bangalore, what they speak? Arabic. They speak Kannada only. But when we meet someone close to us in a distant place, we become so overjoyed. Oh, you also speak Kannada. You also eat dosa and idliya. Same pinch. I also eat. Like that. You are so overjoyed to see a person who is from your own place. So this devotee is also so overjoyed. So they are conversing. So how is Ranganada? How is Ranganayaki Nachiyar? How are the devotees there? How are the pujaris there? So they are simply speaking. So what is happening? There it is getting late for the abhishekam of the Lord. So this Anna, this devotee has kept the water in front of him. Water is there. But then he is supposed to mix the aromatic herbs. Then give it for abhishekam. It is getting late. Pujaris are worried. Finally, 2 of the pujaris came looking for this devotee. And there he is sitting on the roadside and nicely doing Krishna Katha. So he said, what is this? It is getting late for Balaji. Did you collect tirtham or what? He said, yeah, I collected, it is there. Okay, give it to me. And he took the tirtham and went. So he was relieved. Okay, sorry. At least he came now and collected the tirtham. And he was happy. And just when he was going, suddenly it flashed in his mind that he forgot to mix the aromatic herbs. Oh my gosh, what an offense. By now they must have started the abhishekam. Now it is too late to mix the aromatic herbs. So he started crying and he straight away went to Balaji's place, and there the abhishekam is already over. So he fell at Balaji's feet and he started sobbing, crying, I'm very sorry, I did not mix the aromatic herbs. Forgive me, like that he is crying. Suppose we did not mix the aromatic herbs for Abhishekam of Narsimhadev, what we will do? Array, tomorrow also Abhishekam will happen. Tomorrow we can mix. For that, why are you making such a tantrum? Like that we would have thought, no? But this devotee is crying. Isn't it too much? Huh?
Showing his prema towards
He is worried. So today my Balaji took bath without aromatic herbs because of me. So he is so much worried. And he is there sitting with a morose face. Then the pujaris came out. They said, what did you mix in the water today? It was so aromatic. What did you mix? They are all asking. He is wonderstruck. He said, I did not mix anything. No. Tell us the truth. We have some secret recipe. Today it was so aromatic. You tell us what exactly you mixed in the water. He said, no, Baba, I did not mix anything. It is plain water. No, you are telling a lie. Because sometimes in the kitchen, what the ladies do, when they make some very tasty dish, the other ladies in the house will go and ask her, what did you mix? Will the lady tell the secret? No. She will say, no, I did exactly like what you did only. Nothing a secret. But there will be something there. But this lady will never disclose it to the other ladies. Why? Because she is so good-hearted that she should not also make like that and earn good name. Isn't it? So, the pujaris thought like that. This fellow has got some secret herbs. He is not disclosing it to us. But actually he did not mix anything. So how that water became so aromatic? Huh? That is the point. It became aromatic because in front of the water, these two devotees were discussing Krishna Katha. So if Krishna Katha can make a lifeless thing like water aromatic, can't it make us aromatic?
Sure.
Yes. So that is the power of Krishna Katha. We don't sometimes realize that power. We listen to it half and half we sleep. But Krishna Katha is so powerful. Even if you sleep hearing Krishna Katha, it is good. Once Srila Prabhupada was on a tour to India and he had a disciple. His name was Indradyumna Swami. You heard about Indradyumna Maharaj? Very powerful preacher in ISKCON. So it was a very big Pandal program and so many Indians have come. It's in North India, I think somewhere in Bombay or Delhi. So this Indradyumna Maharaj was sitting right in front of Srila Prabhupada in the class. And Srila Prabhupada started giving class in Hindi. Indradyumna Maharaj is from US, America. He doesn't understand even a single word of Hindi. He knows only English. So, during the class, Indradyumna Maharaj nicely slept off. Normally, we feel little guilty when we sleep right in the front row. Even if we are in the back row, at least we don't feel so guilty. But some people are experts, they will come first for the Bhagavatam class, they will sit only in the first row and then they will sleep. This is how they encourage the speaker. Prabhu, Prabhu, This is how they encourage the speaker. So, in between they will get up and say, like that. But Indradyumna Maharaj, in between also he did not get up. Why he did not get up, he thought anyway it is Hindi. I don't know anything. At least make use of the time and take some good rest, and he nicely slept like that. And after the class, Prabhupada called him, hey Indradyumna, come here. And Indradyumna Maharaj thought maybe Prabhupada is going to appreciate me. I used the time nicely, taking some good rest. And then Prabhupada asked, what did you do in the front row? And Indradyumna Maharaj, I slept off. Why did you sleep? Your spiritual master is giving a Bhagavatam class very seriously, and you being my disciple, sitting in the front row, how can you sleep? Then Indradyumna Maharaj said, Prabhupada, I don't understand Hindi. By staying awake, what benefit do I get? I don't understand even a single word of Hindi. You are talking in Hindi. If you are talking in English, I would have listened. Prabhupada said, whether I talk in Hindi, English, Urdu or Arabic, I am talking about Krishna. That sound vibration has got its own power and it will get inside you and purify you. Next time, don't sleep. No? So that is the power of Krishna Katha. It is beyond language barriers. When we talk about Krishna in any language, it is purifying. Isn't it? So, here, Gandhari and Dhritarashtra, they left home. And actually the credit goes to one devotee. You know who is that devotee? Vidura. Vidura is one of the unsung heroes of Mahabharata. He is not a hero, but he is a unsung hero. You know who is an unsung hero? Means he is not glorified enough. Yes, actually we need to glorify so much. He is a great Mahatma. But many a times we don't really understand his Mahatmya. Because Vidura preached to Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra got detached and decided to leave the palace and go to forest for meditation on the Lord. Because Dhritarashtra decided to go to the forest, being a chaste wife, Gandhari also decided to follow him. So the credit actually goes to Vidura. So there are so many unsung heroes like this. That is, long back, there was a Pandya king. And he was a very wise king, just king. And one day, he was going in disguise around his country. Usually kings do that, you know. They will go in disguise and see what is happening inside the country. So this king was also going around trying to find out what is happening. And he found that by the side of a temple, one man was sleeping. And he went around and looked at the face of the man. And he understood that he doesn't belong to his kingdom. He is a stranger. So look at those kings. He is a king of a particular land, province, and when he saw the face of a man, he understood that this man is not my subject. He doesn't belong to this place. So suppose we call the Chief Minister of Karnataka and show our photo and ask, do I belong to Karnataka? Will he say yes or no? He doesn't know. He doesn't know, isn't it? But those times, the kings were so much dedicated in the seva of their subjects. They knew everyone. They knew their family members. So the king understood he is a foreigner. He is from a different land. So he asked him, who are you? Why are you sleeping here? So this man said, I am on a pilgrimage. So I reached your place. So it is late. So I slept off. I thought I will continue my journey tomorrow morning when it is light, when the sun rises. So the king asked, so you are on a pilgrimage? Yes, I am on a pilgrimage. So do you read scriptures? Then he said, yes, I read scriptures. Can you tell me any shloka, anything from the scriptures that you have read, so that we can have some higher discussions. So the Brahmana immediately thought and he said 3 statements from the scriptures. The first statement was, a wise man saves for the rainy season during the summer season. Got it? The first statement. A wise man saves for the rainy season during the summer season. That means what? That means what? During those days, rainy season means you can't go out, you can't go for your job, it's heavily raining, isn't it? Maybe you are not able to do your cultivation. So, a wise person, what he does, he saves some food, grains, for the rainy season. The second statement was, a wise man saves for old age during youthhood. So the second statement is, a wise man saves for old age in his younger age. You understood that? Yes. Now the third statement was, a wise man saves for the next life during this life. Okay? 3 statements. Very profound statements. And then he said, now please give me leave. I have to proceed towards my pilgrimage, and he left. So the king is sitting there and wondering about these 3 statements. The first 2 statements he understood. A wise man should save for the rainy season, fine. When you are young, you should save for the old age, yeah, fine. But the third statement was little puzzling. What was the third statement? A wise man saves for his next life during this life. This he did not understand. So he went back to his kingdom. He called all the wise ministers and he asked them, what does this statement mean? What does it mean to save for the next life? How do I save for the next life? What really is the next life? What exactly is the savings? Is it money or is it something else? I don't understand. I need an answer. So the ministers had different opinions. The king was not at all satisfied. So the king said, I am going to announce a contest. Whoever explains to me this statement, I am going to honor him. And he proclaimed it in his kingdom. And not only that, there was a big hall. In those days, the kingdoms had big halls where all the learned people used to come and debate about different spiritual topics. So in the midst of the big hall, a long pole was installed. You know a pole, a flagstaff kind of thing. And on top of that, there was a bundle, a sack of 100 gold coins. It was tied on top. Okay? And he said, whoever gives me the correct statement, correct explanation, I will reward him these gold coins, 100 gold coins. So the announcement was made, so many people came, they gave so many explanations, and the king was not satisfied. So finally there was one Alvar. His name was Vishnu Chittar. Okay, Vishnu Chittar. The Lord himself went in his dream and said, Vishnu Chitta, this is a wonderful opportunity to expound Vaishnava philosophy and convert people into Vaishnavism. Now the whole attention is on the king, the debate, the question, everything. So people are listening, people are watching. Why don't you go to this Sabha and expound this statement on the basis of Vaishnava philosophy? So who is telling this? The Lord himself. To whom? Vishnu Chittar. Vishnu Chittar said, Oh Lord, I am a very, very normal person. I am not a Pandit. How can you expect me to go and expound such high, lofty Vaishnava philosophy, that too in front of so many learned people? I am not qualified to do so. And he said, I know only one thing in my life. Every day I will go to my Tulasi garden. I will water the Tulasi plants. I will pluck Tulasi leaves, make garland and offer it to the Lord. I know only this. Throughout my whole life I have been doing only this. How do you expect me to go and expound Vaishnava philosophy and all? I don't know anything, please leave me. Then the Lord said, see, ye may not know. I will give you the knowledge. Don't you have faith in me? Then he said, I have faith in you, but still I don't know anything now. Don't worry. I will take care. So will Krishna take care? He will definitely take care. He took care of Dhruva Maharaj in the same way. When the Lord appeared in front of Dhruva Maharaj became very sad. Normally when the Lord appears in front of you, you are supposed to become happy, no? But Dhruva Maharaj became very sad. You know why? You know why he became sad? Because he don't know how to glorify. He did not go to school. At the age of 5, he went for meditation. So he felt very bad that, oh my God, I should have gone to the school and then I should have come for meditation. Now the Supreme Personality of Godhead is standing in front of me. I don't know even one word to glorify Him. The devotees are supposed to glorify the Lord, and he felt very bad. And when the devotee felt very bad, the Lord also felt very bad. So then what the Lord did, you know, he touched the cheeks of Dhruva Maharaj with his Panchajanya. The Lord was holding the Panchajanya. He touched that Panchajanya on his cheeks. Achicho, like that he did. Because he is just 5 years old, no? Normally when we see kids, we have a tendency to do like this, no? So Vishnu did that with his Panchajanya. Achicho, like that. And then immediately he started glorifying Yonda Pravishyamama Chamimam Prasuptam, like that wonderful Dhruva Stuti. It's one of the most difficult stutis in Bhagavatam. We will never know that it was recited by a 5-year-old child. It's so difficult to understand. Very lofty Sanskrit words are used. So, the kind of knowledge you get by studying in a Gurukul for 18, 20, 25 years, Dhruva Maharaj got in 1 second. Isn't it? How easy it would have been, isn't it? Don't have to go to school. Just you get the touch of Panchajanya, you know everything. No exams, no assignments, nothing. See, so when you go for Krishna's service, when you depend on Lord, when you surrender to the Lord will take care of everything. Do you have faith? Dhruva Maharaj, he took care, but for us and all, Prabhu, we don't have faith actually. That is why when we leave our home, we make sure that we take our purse and mobile, but we forget our Jabamala. Isn't it? We make sure that we have mobile in one pocket, purse in the other pocket. Jabamala I forgot. So what about your chanting? Tomorrow I will chant. So that shows our faith. Isn't it? But devotees make sure that they don't forget the Jabamala. They forget mobile, they forget purse, they forget so many things. But Jabamala they don't forget. Isn't it? So that is why Krishna is saying, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. I will take care. Why are we worrying? I am feeding the entire planetary system. Akhilanda Kodi Brahmanda Nayaka he is. In our place, we have Padmanabha Swami temple. When Padmanabha Swami temple comes out for Shiveli, he is received by the statement Akhilanda Godi Brahmanda Nayaka Shriha Brahu Dum Dum Dum. That's how he is received. They are reminding us he is Akhilanda Kodi Brahmanda Nayaka. He is capable of taking care of you also. Don't worry. So getting that faith is very difficult. It's not easy. So finally this Vishnu Chittar agreed, okay, I will go and expound Vaishnava philosophy as per your instruction. And he went there and he sat in the hall and words started pouring out of his mouth. he was surprised. Am I Vishnu Chittar? He was pinching. Am I speaking? Like anything, like Ganga Maya, it comes out of his mouth like anything, and everyone is wonderstruck. And when he completed his exposition, that a sack of gold coin is hanging there, no? It opened by itself, and all the gold coins fell on his head like Kanagadara Abhishekam. So, then the king was so happy. He said, you were in my kingdom, I never realized. I thought you were a simple gardener. I'm so sorry that I failed to glorify you so long. But I want to do it now. So what he did, the king arranged for a grand procession. The king used to ride in a big elephant, kingly elephant. And Vishnu Chittar was sat on that elephant. And just like the king was honored, the Chakravarti was honored, Vishnu Chitta was honored, and he was led in procession on the streets. So all the people are on both sides and they are all glorifying Vishnu Chitta. And then suddenly in the sky, Lord appeared on his Garuda Vahanam. Like that. You know why he appeared? The Lord is so happy. He wanted to see the respects and glorifications that his devotee was receiving. He wanted to see that. My devotee is getting glorified. I don't want to miss it. And he came and he gave full darshan to Vishnu Chittar. And now Vishnu Chittar got scared. Seeing the Lord, Vishnu Chittar got scared. Why? Seeing the Lord, he should become happy, no? Why Vishnu Chitta got scared?
Instead of getting glorified, the Lord, I am getting glorified.
No. He was worried because the Lord is so beautiful. Adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram hasitam madhuram. It's so beautiful. He's so enchanting. And he's worried that all the eyes of the people will be on the Lord, and my Lord will get Kanneru dosham. You know what that? Drishti dosham. See how devotees think. He's worried, oh my Lord will get Drishti dosham. So many people are looking at him. And then he immediately started chanting, Pallandu Pallandu Pallayiratthandu Palagodi Nooraayiram. He is blessing the Lord. Oh Lord, you live with a long lifespan. Pallandu Palagodi Nooraayiram. Normally we say Ayushman Bhava. Ayushman Bhava maximum can mean 125 years. That is a Manishayus. But this devotee is so greedy. He is saying Pallandu Pallandu Pallayiratthandu Palagodi Nooraayiram. He is giving so much lifespan to the Lord. You live for hundreds and thousands and crores of years, healthy and handsome and beautiful like this. So the Lord is supposed to bless the devotee. The Lord is supposed to say Ayushman Bhava. But here the devotee is blessing the Lord. That is Krishna Prema. Isn't it? That is Krishna Prema. And he was glorified. And the Lord said, from today onwards, you are not Vishnu Chitta, you are Periyalvar. You are Periyalvar. Periya means what? Big. Why the Lord gave him the name Periyalvar? Because for the first time the Lord received blessings from a devotee. So he is given the title of Periyalvar. Even though there are 12 Alvars, he is considered as Periyalvar. So the devotees are wonderful. Vidura, it is because of Vidura that, I think it is time, no? 10:12. Oh.
It's up to 10:40.
10:40.
One more minute is there. ఎవరైనా ఫాస్ట్ బ్రేక్ చేయకపోతే ఫాస్ట్ బ్రేక్ చేయకుండా
It's okay. Gaurav Prabhu is here. He's supposed to come at 10:30. Okay. So, would you like me to continue or it's okay? You're getting little hungry? No? Fine. Shall we continue? So, it is very important that we associate with the devotees like Vidura. And sometimes the devotees may look very normal, down to earth. Normally, when we say devotee, immediately towering personality sometimes comes to our mind. Like Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Sundar Prabhu, it's okay. Venudar, okay. Sometimes, we have a different idea about devotees. That is why Jadabarada was asked to carry the palanquin of Raghugana. You know that? Right? Raghugana was going in a palanquin and he wanted one more person. And they called Jadabarada. You come and carry the palanquin. But who is Jadabarada? He is a very exalted devotee. But even Raghugana was very sattvic. He couldn't understand the glory of Jadabarada. In fact, you know where he was going, Raghugana? In the palanquin. Where was he? What was his destination? He was going to meet Kapila Rishi to get instructions about spiritual life. So he is very much interested in spirituality. But even then he couldn't recognize the greatness of Jadabarada. So devotees may come in different shapes, different colors. So we need actually a lot of sukruti to identify a devotee. Prabhupada was not identified by everyone, isn't it? But those who identified Prabhupada as a devotee, they got blessed. Similarly, people like Vidura, that's why I said they are unsung heroes. Many people who lived during the times of Vidura, they considered him as an untouchable. He was not called for auspicious functions. Vidura. This is a low caste fellow. Don't call him for all these functions. Even if they call him, he is given the back seat. After everybody honors prasadam, he is given whatever is remaining. But there were some few people who knew the greatness of Vidura. And one such person was Uddhava. And who is Uddhava? Krishna's friend, Krishna's minister. He is also Krishna's relative. He is very close to Krishna. So, since he knew the greatness of the devotees, he became a close associate of Krishna. It's not because he was a relative of Krishna. It's not because Uddhava went to Brihaspati and gained all knowledge, Krishna was close to him. It is not because Uddhava was his minister, he was close to him. Uddhava was close to Krishna because he knew the glory of devotees. That is why Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavana to give gopis solace. When Krishna came to Mathura, he killed Kamsa, he continued in Mathura. But the gopis were day and night thinking about Krishna. They were in separation. They were having a lot of pain because of separation from Krishna. So, Krishna sent Uddhava with his message to the gopis. So, with a confidential message. So, why he selected Uddhava? Because he knew that Uddhava knows the glory or the greatness of the devotees. So, if we have to become dear to Krishna, we should also be able to identify and glorify the devotees. When devotees are pleased, Krishna is pleased. Isn't it? Krishna is saying, Yasmin twiste jagat twiste. If I am pleased, the entire world is pleased. But how to please Krishna? That he did not say. See? He simply said, Yasmin twiste jagat twiste. Okay, now you carry on. But the secret he did not reveal. So what is the secret for pleasing Krishna? You please his devotees. Suppose you want to get a favor from a government officer. So when you went to the office, he did not give much attention to you. So then what you do? You go to his house, okay, with a gift for his wife, not for him. If you are intelligent, you will go to his house with a gift for his wife, not for him. Why? If wife is pleased, husband is pleased. Yasmin wife twiste, bharta automatically tushte. This is my shloka, don't memorize it. So that is a secret. So similarly, if devotees are pleased, then Krishna is automatically pleased. So Uddhava was very close to Krishna. And one day, Uddhava was with Krishna. They were together. And Uddhava was massaging Krishna's lotus feet. So all these very personal services Uddhava used to get. This massaging the lotus feet is known as Pada Sevanam. That is given only to one person, Lakshmi Devi. The agency is given to Lakshmi Devi for the whole country, universe. She is the sole agent to do Pada Seva. Nobody else is allowed inside. But Uddhava was given that opportunity. He used to massage the lotus feet of the Lord. And Krishna is very pleased by the massage. And Krishna asked, Uddhava, from which school you learned this massage? You joined for a massage therapy or something without my knowledge? How come you are massaging so nicely? Huh? Even Lakshmi Devi doesn't massage me like that. Then Krishna looked behind. Why Krishna looked behind? Lakshmi is there, that's all gone. Like that he is praising Uddhava. Krishna is in a good mood. Then Uddhava said, no, Krishna, it's all by your mercy only. Okay, I am very pleased with your service today. Ask me one boon. Krishna said, whatever you want, I will give. Then Uddhava said, I am happy. I am getting such a wonderful service. And what else do I need? I am doing Pada Seva, which only Lakshmi Devi gets. What else do I need? No. Still you have something. Then Uddhava said, I have a small question for you, Krishna, if you don't mind. Then Krishna said, okay, ask. What is your question? And Uddhava said, my Lord, you could have actually prevented Pandavas from failing in the game of dice, no? Very intelligent question he is asking. Oh Lord, if you wanted, you could have saved the Pandavas by preventing them from failing in the game of dice. Then Krishna said, that's not possible, Uddhava. I wouldn't have done it. I can't do it. Then Uddhava is surprised. Oh Lord, you can do everything. It's a very silly thing. You know, you could have easily made him win. Why you didn't do? Then Krishna said, you don't know. With the kind of intelligence Duryodhana has, it is very difficult to defeat him in the game of dice. Now Uddhava is more perplexed. Duryodhana is supposed to be a number one foolish person. That's what we have been assuming about Duryodhana. But now Krishna is certifying that with the kind of intelligence that Duryodhana had, it's very difficult to defeat him. Uddhava said, Duryodhana, intelligence, how come? Then Krishna said, when the game of dice was about to start, Duryodhana very intelligently said, my uncle will play for me. My uncle Shakuni will play for me. That, with that kind of intelligence, I can't defeat him. So why Krishna considered that as very intelligent? Why? Because even though Duryodhana is foolish in many other aspects, he was intelligent in one thing. He knew what was his weakness. Isn't it? Even though Dharmaputra was very intelligent in everything else, he was foolish in one thing. He didn't know what was his weakness. So that makes a lot of difference. Being intelligent in so many other things is good. What is the capital of Uganda? I know. Who is the Prime Minister of Nairobi? I know. What is the Nama to be chanted in Kali Yuga? I don't know. What is the use? Isn't it? He knows all things. But what is Yuga Dharma? He doesn't know. Then what is the use of all this intelligence? So, Duryodhana, even though he was foolish in so many other things, he knew very well that he is not fit enough to play this game of dice. If I play, I will lose. But Dharmaputra was intelligent in so many other things, but he didn't know that if I play this game of dice, I will lose. So Krishna said, because of that intelligence, even I couldn't have stopped him from winning. So intelligent. So indirectly Krishna is saying, Dharmaputra should have been more intelligent. If like Duryodhana, Dharmaputra also said, instead of me, Krishna will play, what would have happened? If our hero was playing, what would have happened? No Shakuni can stand in front of him, isn't it? Then Mahabharata would have been rewritten in a different way, isn't it? But Dharmaputra's silly mistake, there he made a very expensive, very costly mistake, and that changed the whole picture. So now Uddhava understood. So when we take the association of devotees, we should remember that we are not like them. Sometimes we are into a different world. We think we are also like that devotee. We try to imitate that devotee. That is very dangerous. So, Dharmaputra, he thought that I am expert in everything. So, I am expert in the game of dice also. It may not be so. If you are a devotee and if you are an expert Kirtaniya, don't misunderstand that you are an expert in cooking also. I can do good Kirtana, so I can also cook nicely. If devotees eat that cooking, that's all. Next day they have to put leave for the office. Isn't it? So, we should know what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses. Where I should improve. Then we can come up in bhakti with the association of exalted devotees. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Do you have time for questions or that's it? Huh? Yes, come. Okay. I have to go for another program. So if you have one or two questions, if you have, we can take that questions. Otherwise, we can call it a day. Do you have any questions?
Hare Krishna. You said that we should know our strength and weakness also. Sometimes that weakness will be considered as a strength. How to overcome?
That's why it is very important that you always consult with senior devotees. You know, we should in Upadeshamrita, it is Gukhyam Akhyadi Prichati. That means you should meet devotees and you should open up your heart. You should discuss with them. This is how I am feeling. This is how I think. What do you think, Prabhu? Am I correct? As per scriptures, is my line of thinking correct? So this constant discussion must be in place so that they will correct us. So that is done through the devotees' discussions. Alright.
Sometimes when they are doing the job, we are doing in a working place, we will be doing every day, we will be doing chanting, reading, that sometimes we will be having time and sometimes we don't have time. That time, how to make every day we have to keep chanting, all these daily activities we have to do, and sometimes we will be back of money, that time we can't be able to manage. At that time, how should be our consciousness? We should be doing that because in the job it should be routine. If money is coming or not, extra work will be there, we have to do it. Then these activities will be back. Spiritual activities, how to manage?
Actually, spiritual activities should not be in the back. It should be in the front. Sometimes the problem is you don't know how to prioritize. There is something called prioritization. So if you look at the kind of jobs that you have to complete, say if you take one day, you just go to your house and you jot down all the things that you have to complete in your house, it will be a long list. You know, I have to clean the kitchen, I have to arrange the grocery, I have to do the shopping, I have to wash the children's clothes, I have to iron that. If you make a list, it's a very long list and you will understand that you can't do it in one day. So then what do you have to do? You have to prioritize, isn't it? So prioritization means sometimes we have to put certain things which we consider important to the back seat. We may consider it is important, but we have to push it towards the back seat. And we should always prioritize spiritual things. Even if we lose something on the materialistic front, we should prioritize the spiritual things. That comes through practice. So it is good that you make a timetable every day, you know, this and this I have to do. These are all important things. The first 5 things in the list. Rest of the things, if I get time, I will do like that. But the first 5 things should be like chanting, reading, everything. And amazingly, when you do this chanting and reading very nicely, you will find that you get a lot of time. You will feel that. Many devotees experience that. They said, today we did our spiritual duties correctly, we got a lot of time. In fact, we got spare time. I slept half an hour extra, Prabhu. We don't know how. It is the same day only. But it is Krishna's mercy. That will happen. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you talk about the story, 3 statements, and the final statement is the answer like Vishnu Chitta in front of Krishna. What do we answer?
Oh, okay. So what was the final statement?
It's like a wise man says he saved something in this life or the next life.
Next slide. Okay. So when you say savings, you have to carry that savings with you. See, when you save something for the rainy season, that savings you can carry to the rainy season and use it. When you save something in the youth, you will be able to carry it to your old age and use it, like pension fund. But what is it that we can save in this life which can carry to the next life? Only our Sukriti.
Sukarma.
Sukarma. Of course, Dushkarma also you can take. Both Papa and Punya you can take. Even the dress they will remove and only send us. We are actually going naked. While coming we come naked, while going also we are going naked only. We don't carry even a single penny with us. But we carry Papa and Punya. But carrying Papa and Punya will only take us to another birth, rebirth. So Vishnu Chitta is saying, don't carry Papa, don't carry Punya. Carry Sukriti. Sukriti comes from devotional service. When you chant, you get Sukriti. When you do some seva for the deities, you get Sukriti. When you preach, you get Sukriti. When you attend Bhagavatam class, you get Sukriti. That has to be saved, amassed, so that you can carry to your next life. Hare Krishna. Okay. The question is, what is the difference between Punya and Sukriti? Punya means when you do a salkarma, that is somebody came to your house and he said, I am very hungry, did not eat for 2 days, can you give me some food? And you gave some food. That is Punya. Okay. But if you give him prasadam, earlier you gave unoffered food, so you did some annadana, so you got Punya. But if you give him prasadam, then you get Sukriti. So that is the difference between Sukriti and, got it? That becomes Sukriti. And another major importance between Punya and Sukriti is, Punya will get diminished. You keep using Punya when you enjoy Sukham. It's like money in the account. The more you use it, it comes down and finally it becomes zero, right? But Sukriti never gets diminished. If you chant once, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We chanted once now, no? You get a Sukriti. You can never diminish it. It is a permanent deposit in our account. So that is another big difference. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. If Krishna permits, we will meet again. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. So thanks Prabhu, thanks for the wonderful class. Really so fortunate to be